Hey guys, if you guys need your domination, evos, 12 and O's, whatever you guys need, whether it's online or offline grinding, be sure to hit up Rose NBA on Twitter. The link to his Twitter will be in the description down below. 100% reliable and 100% recommend you guys do it. So be sure to go hit him up now. Before we get into this video, I do just want to let you guys know that there is a brand new locker code that actually did just get leaked, which is kind of cool, not gonna lie. People were able to guess it. It is just glitched Zion in Myteam. This obviously does work on current and next gen. I want to clarify that. Glitched Zion in Myteam. Okay. But yeah, some people asked me yesterday too if locker codes were going to work for both systems. And I just want to clarify that it is. So be sure to go ahead and punch in this code. Feel free to pause the video. It is, like I said, just glitch dash Zion dash in dash Myteam. So we're gonna go ahead and drop this here. The packs look a little bit weird, but it is all the different flashbacks that you can go ahead and get. I'm actually okay if this lands in the yellow, and it did not. Okay, so I really don't think that there is a way that you can lose. I think any of these glitched ones are pretty solid, so I don't really care which one that, whatever one we get is whatever we get. I honestly don't care. It is looking pretty good though that we might be able to get this KG one. If you guys didn't see on stream, I actually did open up the 100K VC that I did get from being on next gen now, and we actually did not pull anything, so that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So we do have this flash pack that we did just go ahead and get. We're gonna go ahead and pop that open really quick. But if you guys don't know, I did finally get a nice little PS5, kind of hype, and we're gonna get a bronze Matthew Dellavedova. What is going on, guys? It is your boy Bio2k, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a video on kind of like a complete guide to next gen Myteam. This is going to be like a tip video on how to set up freelances and stuff like that, because honestly, like the mode is completely different. It's not like entirely different, I guess, but it's different enough to where you guys are going to want to know how to do different things. So I'm going to kind of do a breakdown video here on different tips on settings and everything that you guys need to know, because I'm going to hop into a game and you guys will see how different things really are. So right away here, what we're going to be talking about right away is going to be controller settings, regular settings, and coaching settings. So right away, when you hop in, I'm going to go to coaching settings first, because this is probably the most important one. Adaptive coaching engine. This is where you have to make sure you turn this off in this screen. It's not actually in the game anymore, which is good, because I think that means that it's not going to just turn itself on. So first thing is, make sure you turn adaptive coaching engine off. If you guys don't know what this is, it's actually a thing that basically says determine if you would like the game plan on your own or let the CPU do it for you. Make sure this is turned off. If you leave it on, what it's going to do is it's going to start running different freelances. It's going to start calling random plays, and it's just going to throw you all sorts of off. And then on defense, it'll switch you between a zone, man, press, trap, all that, and you just don't want to have that happen, because obviously, if you're thinking that you're playing man, the computer switches you to a zone. Your guys are just gonna be leaving corners wide open. The settings will say, oh, shrink the floor rather than protect the perimeter. And like, you just don't want to do stuff like that. So make sure you turn that off. Timeout, player minutes, substitution. I turn this all off. I recommend highly to turn this all off as well. If you have a player with takeover, you'd really rather not them get subbed out in the middle of that. Outside of that, nothing else really matters other than late game fouling. I would turn this on manual. Just because most of the time you can get a double team stop, or you can kind of bait something rather than just fouling late game. You can always just foul yourself too, so it is just better to make sure this is turned off. As always, like I talked about in a tip video as well, make sure you guys turn vibration off. It is going to help you shoot a little bit better. This is, like I said, for a next gen tip video, so if you guys are on next gen, turn the trigger effect off. This is going to be annoying that if your players are fatigued and you try to press this trigger, it's going to start having resistance to it, and that's just not something you want to have. So make sure you turn that off. Your shot meter, this is obviously for if you guys want, however you play. I like playing with the shot meter off, but I like to have it on for free throws, so that's just obviously how I leave it for that. Nothing else in here really matters unless you like to aim with the stick and all that sort of stuff. I don't really do any of that. You guys can see all of my settings. I don't really touch anything else. The only thing I would say for shot timing is I'm actually going to put this on for layups only. Reason why is because layups only, what this is going to kind of do is it's just you're going to be able to use the stick for aiming for layups, and I like to do it for layup only just because when you're driving in, it makes it a little bit better. But when you use the stick for driving in, for some reason you're going to finish with a lot more contact animation, so I just recommend leaving that on layups only. You can kind of do whatever you want with there. And then settings, nothing really matters in here other than shot feedback. I just put this to all shots just because I like to see what my opponent is shooting and also how I'm shooting. It kind of helps a lot. So if you're shooting and you're like, oh, I keep missing, it'll tell you, hey, you're shooting slightly early, so just hold it like a half a second more and you'll be chilling. Outside of that though, I just turn off all the camera cuts and stuff like that. That really is just a personal tip. It just kind of saves time when you're playing the computer and stuff like that. But yeah, let's get into a game and start talking about all the different settings and stuff that are in games because those get really annoying. So I obviously hopped into a domination game here just to kind of show you guys these settings menus because obviously I don't want to run out of my pause timer. So on next gen, you have a different layout of what this screen looks like. Unfortunately, the most annoying thing is, I would say, is the fact that you can't mute people online. That's a whole different thing that I'm trying to figure out for you guys already. But anyway, game plan here. So game plan, this is where you're obviously going to see your defensive settings. Now, there is so much different stuff that is on this screen that honestly could mix you guys up. You do have team focus that when you go up here, you guys can see it. I don't know, like there's different things where it'll literally say on the side of what it does and how it changes it. Honestly, just leave this on custom and do your own stuff. Now for next gen, I'm probably gonna make a defensive settings video. I'm still doing this right here. This right here for like guards is just go over, for centers they go under, and then at the bottom here for drive help, I still put this on no help. And then obviously at the top I do tight and tight. That's just how I like to run the defense and stuff like that. That's how I run my defense normally, so it's the same thing on next gen, at least as of right now. If something changes, I'll let you guys know, but mainly you guys are here for freelances, offensive settings, and all of that, because this is where it really starts to get confusing and get a little irritating. So you guys can see too that for the offensive stuff, it is kind of the same thing where you do have like the different stuff that you can do. I again just recommend leaving this on custom. I don't really recommend touching it just because, like, I don't know, I feel like if you leave it up to the computer, it's going to be a little weird. Coaching settings, this is actually where the adaptive coaching engine would be seen. You can turn this off here as well. I didn't even know this was here until right now, but I would recommend just, again, leaving that off. Same thing here, you don't really got to touch anything. This stuff, I don't really understand what this really is. Like this one, it says like bench plays and starter plays. Like it's a little weird for me. The only thing is, like, I guess this is where you would run your plays. I just recommend leaving this alone for now. Unless you do run plays, obviously then do whatever. You really don't need anything other than pass the screen away. The only thing you could do, I guess, is put pass the screen away at the top thing, but if it's already here, you don't necessarily really need to touch it. So here's where, again, the freelance is the best thing that or the most important thing that you guys are gonna need to know. So immediately you're gonna click Hawks 2018. That is the best freelance that you guys want to do. Series, this is a whole new thing that obviously I will try to figure out, I guess, the best series for you guys. I mean, I'll select 5 out right now. I guess maybe that's the best thing. I don't know. Maybe we'll put that on and we'll both learn something together. But as of right now, this is where you're going to select your freelance, and then I'm going to show you guys how to actually turn it on. So what you actually want to do is you actually want to call a timeout. Now, this is going to get kind of annoying because you're going to have to do this online every single time. But once you go and call your timeout, you're gonna hit triangle for your like game plan or whatever, and then when it says set, you want to actually scroll over until you actually find the freelance that you're running. So you guys can run the Hawks 2018 freelance. Now when you do that, that's all you need to do to set up your freelance. So you're gonna have to call a timeout at the beginning of your games. It may be annoying, but it's the way to do it. So once you do that, you hit left on the D-pad, and then you hit pass the screen away, and then you guys can see you guys do get your lovely 5-out opportunities. It is a little bit more of a pain to do this, but it is the best way to get your 5-out and stuff like that. This does work, I believe, with the Denver freelance and the Point freelance as well. But the Hawks 2018 freelance is the best one. So unfortunately, they probably are going to end up patching this. Not right away, but I think in the future they will. So again, it's just left on the D-pad instead of L1 this time. It is a little bit faster to do, in my opinion, but that's how you set up the lovely 5-out freelance. And then you can really just do whatever you want, whether your offense is pick and roll oriented, or if it's just like what I just did, where you just kind of run in circles until you get your thing. But either way, the freelance is set up immediately, so you guys can see I'm not even gonna hit pass the screen away, and I think what's gonna happen is Blake's gonna take an offensive 3 seconds in a second. Never mind. So once I call for the screen here, you guys are gonna see that it's actually gonna give me a 5-out opportunity with Blake cutting to the rim. But more importantly, if you just click the play every single time, you're going to be able to get that 5 out. And like I said, you're going to be able to run your offense a lot. So I'm going to let Chris Paul just do his thing. Maybe if I flop, he'll actually, there you go. I was going to say, he'll actually shoot the ball. So one last time, all you got to do is set it up one time in your timeout setting. Then you're hit L1, or you're going to hit left on the D-pad, L1, and then boom, you guys can see the 5 out opportunities that you're going to have. And this is where you're going to be able to score very easily against the computer and against people online. A lot of people don't really know how to run this yet, so I guess until they see this video, they're not going to know how to run it. So at least limited and stuff like that should be a little bit easier for you guys and stuff like that. So that's how you're going to set up a freelance. I've kind of talked through some of the settings for you guys, offense and defensively. I just know mainly that the freelance is probably the most important thing. So again, it's not L1 anymore. It's going to be left on the D-pad. That's how you're gonna, and then you're gonna hit L1 to get the pass and screen away. And then you guys are gonna see here, only way to really stop that is that corner. But obviously that's where you're gonna be able to knock down a lot more threes and score pretty efficiently. Now, everything else on Next Gen is the same. Like I said, you guys can see that the XP challenges are all the same. The season mode is still the same, all that sort of stuff. The only other thing for Next Gen that I'm going to say is be ready for a domination to come out. It's probably going to be coming in Season 3 because obviously Season 3 is going to be for Next Gen. So obviously be ready for that. Outside of that though, everything else, like I said, is the same. There's still no new Evos. The exchanges are all still the same. I guess there's, well, never mind. That's been there. I'm slow. But yeah. Outside of that though, limited, I'm gonna probably be making a video on the best team to use for limited or something like that. I don't know, I might. But either way, if you guys have any other questions about Next Gen, let me know. Everything is pretty self-explanatory though, outside of the freelance and stuff like that. There is this challenge for Next Gen. I had a feeling they were gonna do something like that. You guys can get a free shot creator badge pack, which is actually pretty cool because I was able to pull a free diamond shoe. I opened it on stream, and then also there is this weekly challenge for Next Gen and Current Gen that does give you a free flash pack, so make sure you guys do this as well. It's a free pack. I ended up getting a bronze, but it's still a free pack. So either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy, and yeah, peace.